Evening, folks. Brian here, Geomagnetic Earth Watch, Saturday, June 8, 2024. I'm going to cover a couple of subjects today. Someone asked me to do a repeat of a visualization I did so you have a better understanding of what I think is happening to our planet. So this is nullschool.net, Earth. As one of my tools I use on a daily basis. This is set to our UV index. Now, our UV index starts at 0 to 2, which is low, 3 to 5, moderate, 6 to 7, high, 8 to 10, very high, and 11 plus is extreme. Now, as the angle tilt of the Earth sets up for the summer solstice, this UV range will be further extended up into Canada. So as you can see, parts of Mexico is 12 extreme, and so on. Now, I'm going to switch over to our jet streams. Our jet streams is what guides and influences our weather systems. They will flow from the east, flowing to the west. We have two pairs, subtropical and polar, northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere. Normally, they'll flow in a gentle wave, zonal flow, normally. However, this is how they are right now, folks, for North America. As you can see, they're absolutely not zonal. Let's take a look at yesterday. I believe I showed you this one, snakes and ladders, with all these vortices. Before I continue, we'll just quickly take a look at the rest of the planet. Now, technically, we also have a fifth, which follows along the equator in the reverse direction, normally. Getting back to North America, Central America, I'll give you my reasoning why it's all messed up like this. So our magnetic field lines are generated from within the outer core of our planet. Often we use the bar magnet as a symbol. There is not a bar magnet inside the planet, but this is just a representation. The magnetic field lines leave the south magnetic polar region and circle the planet and re-emerge back into the north magnetic cusp. I want you to pay attention carefully. So in order to have an organized, stabilized magnetic field, the magnetic poles need to be antipodal, more or less opposite to one another. The further the distance between the bar magnet the weaker the field strength. The further apart the magnetic field lines, the weaker the field strength. However, So between geomagnetic reversals or excursions, our magnetic field is more or less stable, organized, defined. However, during geomagnetic excursions, such as we're in right now, they become disorganized, destabilized, weakening our protective magnetic field. In fact, we can develop multiple magnetic north and magnetic south poles. So right now, we're on an excursion. Our magnetic north has already left Nunavut, Canada, in 1903, and is headed towards Siberia, Russia. South has left Antarctica and is in the oceans between Antarctica and Australia. Remember what I said. The further apart the ends of our magnet, the weaker the magnetic field on the opposite side. Now, I've shown this a few times. This was my daughter's globe. I have two pairs of white flags. So the white flags is where our magnetic poles used to be, more or less antipodal, exactly opposite. Magnetic north was in Nunavut, Canada until approximately 1903. Magnetic south was in Antarctica. Then they started a beeline excursion, a straight up line excursion. This is based on 2019. 2019, geomagnetic north had already crossed over axial North Pole and is headed towards Siberia or Russia. Geomagnetic south has already left Antarctica and it's between Antarctica and Australia. If they continue on their excursion, their meeting point is going to be more or less the Indian Ocean off the coast of Sumatra, Bay of Bengal. It doesn't matter at this point. What matters is they've already left their more or less stable position and has caused a destabilization and weakening of those magnetic field lines. So once again, they are drawing closer to each other, to the meeting point, increasing the distance on the other side of the magnetic poles. So what's on the opposite side? North America, Central America, South America, where our jet streams are more chaotic than anywhere else on our planet. Theory. Once again, the point greater from our magnet, the weaker the field lines over that side of the magnet. Being in the Americas. Thing is, folks, the World Magnetic Model Field Intensity Map is supposed to be done at 5-year intervals. It was done in 2019, 1 year ahead of time, when they found out that the magnetic north had suddenly accelerated. We're never going to see the next update because it's accelerated to a point and weakened our protective field to such a point. They can't let us see that model. So my theory is, that is the reasoning for why we're going to have, one of the reasons why we're going to have more and more destructive weather events, increased levels of radiation coming in, including ultraviolet radiation, more so over North America, Central America, top half of South America. And if so, this is something we need to prepare ourselves for. They're not going to give us this information. We have to look for the other signs and symptoms. We have to look for the increases in ultraviolet extreme levels bearing down on us. So what destroys or depletes the ozone layer is not man-made bullshit. When cosmic radiation, the highly charged particles, enters our atmosphere, it depletes the ozone layer. So the weaker the magnetic field over certain areas, the less ultraviolet protection we're going to have over those areas. Now, because our magnetic poles are just, they're gone, it's put our magnetic field into a state of flux. It's changing. I suspect we're going to have weak areas popping over here, there, and everywhere. It's not going to remain constant in one area and another. It's going to fluctuate as the geomagnetic excursion continues. And then, of course, the other clue is the auroras. The auroras, which side of the planet, east or west, are going to be receiving more? I suspect, once again, the Americas, all the way down to the Caribbean, close to the equator, will be receiving more auroras than on the opposite side of the planet because of the weaker magnetic field over the Americas. So again, this is based on 2019. For all we know, it's probably already entered into Russia. Magnetic south, which is moving slower, the red, for all we know, it's inching closer to Australia. More drastic weather events in North America. Category 6 hurricanes, and then there's going to be Category 7 and Category 8. More disturbed weather events, more major fluctuations, sudden drops in temperatures, sudden rises in temperatures, sudden spikes in ultraviolet radiation. One day you're going to walk out and you're going to almost instantly feel the radiation burn. I have to start doing what I'm telling you people. For example, no more, I'm inside, it's nighttime. No more short sleeve shirts going outside. Make sure you have that 3-inch rim hat. Make sure you have your UV coated with side panels and the extra bridging at the top, sunglasses. Make sure the brim is not just the front, it's the back, because the back of the neck is also going to get burnt. Your ears and your earlobes, where the tissue is thinner, is going to get burnt. Tightly knit clothing, cotton, polyester, not bleached. Not a straw hat. A straw hat is not tightly woven. You also have to think about your children, your babies, when you take them out for a walk. That's about it for this lesson. I'll try and post the UV index on a daily basis, you can check it out yourself. Cross-check more than one source. And it's not just what a media source like your weather network is going to tell you. You're going to feel it when you go outside. It's not temperature, it's radiation. Okay, I'm going to probably be back.